The silent plague. The royal infirmary of Lunaris was unnaturally quiet despite being filled to capacity. Dr. Maya Chen moved silently between beds, her slender fingers checking pulses that grew weaker by the day. Another one showing the same symptoms. She whispered to her assistant, "The emotional void progresses faster with this patient." The mysterious illness had appeared 3 weeks ago, first affecting the outer villages, then creeping steadily toward the castle. Heart rates slowed, breathing became shallow, and most disturbing patients lost their ability to feel or express emotions. Their eyes became distant stars, empty of life, but still somehow conscious. Maya pushed a strand of dark hair from her face and pressed her palm against the cool stone wall to steady herself. She had not slept in days. The king demanded answers, but her medical texts offered none. "Dr. Chen," a voice called urgently from the doorway. "You're needed in the royal chambers immediately." Her heart sank as she rushed through the palace corridors. The white marble seemed to absorb the late afternoon light, casting everything in a ghostly glow. Guards stood stiffer than usual, their faces betraying what protocol forbade them to say. Cooper Kai, the captain of the princess's personal guard, met her at the royal chamber doors. His usually composed face was fractured with worry. "It's Princess Arya," he said, his voice barely above a whisper. "She's showing the first signs." Maya entered the lavish chamber, where Princess Arya sat motionless by the window. Her long dark hair cascaded over shoulders that no longer held their proud posture. The princess turned slowly, her once vibrant eyes now dulled like fogged glass. "I feel it fading, doctor," Arya said. "My emotions, they're slipping away like water through fingers. I can remember what it was to feel, but cannot grasp the sensation itself." Maya approached carefully. "When did you first notice the symptoms, Your Highness?" "This morning I received news that my favorite childhood horse had died," Arya replied. "I understood I should feel grief but felt nothing. The emptiness has grown since then." Cooper stood at attention nearby, but Maya noticed his gaze never leaving the princess. His devotion was more than duty, that much was clear. Later that evening, Maya pored over ancient texts in the royal library. Conventional medicine had failed her. Perhaps the answer lay in the kingdom's forgotten history. The illness affects the emotional center, not the body. An elderly librarian named Sarah remarked, appearing beside Maya, her unusual purple-tinged skin almost luminescent in the candlelight. "You won't find answers in medical texts." "Then where?" Maya asked desperately. Sarah pulled a dusty tome from a hidden shelf. "In legends, the forgotten moon once balanced our emotional magic. When it was banished, so too was our understanding of emotional healing." The book described an ancient temple beyond the Mist Valley where emotional magic once flourished before being outlawed by a king who feared its power. "The royal family forbade emotional healing centuries ago," Sarah continued, "but there is one who still practices the old ways, an outcast named Kai, who lives in the Whispering Woods." Cooper appeared at the library entrance. "Dr. Chen," he called, his voice breaking, "the princess has worsened. The king requests your presence." Maya clutched the ancient book to her chest. "Tell him I may have found hope," she replied, "but I must seek someone the kingdom has tried hard to forget." The outcast's secret. The Whispering Woods lived up to their name as Maya pushed through dense foliage that seemed to murmur secrets with each step. Wind carried fragments of forgotten conversations between ancient trees, while shadows danced across the forest floor. "We shouldn't be here," Cooper whispered, staying close behind Maya. "These woods are forbidden for a reason." Maya clutched the ancient book tighter. "Princess Arya doesn't have time for royal superstitions," she replied. "If this outcast healer can help her, we must try." They had left at dawn with only Sarah's vague directions. The royal guard would have prevented their journey had they known Cooper had come against direct orders, his loyalty to Arya outweighing his duty. "To the crown there," Sarah pointed ahead, her purple-tinged skin almost glowing in the dappled light. The healer's cottage. The small dwelling seemed to grow from the forest itself. Vines embraced stone walls while flowering plants created a living, A stream of clear water curved around the perimeter like a protective embrace. Before they could approach, the door swung open. A tall figure stood in the threshold, eyes narrowed with suspicion. "You bring the stench of the castle with you," he said, voice rough from disuse. "State your purpose or leave." Maya stepped forward. "Are you Kai the healer?" "I was once called that," he replied. "Now I'm simply Kai, a man the kingdom tried to forget. We need your help." Maya said, "The princess suffers from an illness that defies conventional medicine. People throughout Lunaris are losing their emotional connections, fading into living shells." Something flickered across Kai's face. Recognition, perhaps, or confirmation of a fear. "Come inside," he finally said. "But know this, doctor, your science alone won't save your princess." The interior was filled with hanging herbs, drying flowers, and glowing crystals that emitted soft pulses of colored light. Books and scrolls covered every surface, many in languages Maya couldn't recognize. Kai studied them carefully. "You're the royal physician," he said to Maya, "and you." He turned to Cooper. "You love her, the princess." Cooper stiffened. "I serve her highness with honor." "Honor," Kai scoffed. "That's the problem with Lunaris, always hiding true feelings behind duty and protocol. That's what caused this illness." "What do you mean?" Maya asked. Kai took the ancient book from her hands, leafing through it with familiar ease. "This isn't a physical illness. It's a curse, generations in the making. When your kingdom outlawed emotional magic, you disrupted the natural balance. People have been suppressing their true feelings for so long that the emotional void has become physical." Sarah nodded. "Just as the legends warned. The princess suffers most severely because the royal bloodline enforced the suppression." Kai continued. "The cure requires finding the temple of the forgotten moon and restoring the connection between emotion and healing." "Where is this temple?" Cooper demanded. "Beyond the Mist Valley." Kai replied, "A journey, few survive." Maya approached Kai, studying his face. "You've been there, haven't you?" Something softened in his expression as he met her gaze. "Yes, and it nearly destroyed me." That night, as they prepared for the journey ahead, Maya found Kai alone by the stream. "Why were you exiled?" she asked. "I healed the previous king using emotional magic." He replied, "I took his pain into myself, sharing the burden. That connection was deemed unnatural, dangerous." "Is that what we must do for Princess Arya?" Maya asked. "Take her pain?" Kai's fingers brushed hers, sending an unexpected warmth through her veins. "The one who performs such healing must have a profound connection to the afflicted. Their emotional bond becomes the bridge." Cooper appeared from the shadows. "I'll do it," he said firmly, "whatever the cost." Back at the castle, Princess Arya's condition had worsened. Her skin now held an alarming translucence, her voice barely audible. "We must leave at first light," Kai said. "The forgotten moon rises in 3 days. If we're not at the temple by then, we'll lose her completely." Maya watched as Cooper knelt beside the princesses, bed, his fingers hovering just above Arya's hand, afraid to touch yet unwilling to move away. "We'll save you," he promised, his whisper carrying the weight of unspoken love. Journey through shadows, dawn painted the sky with reluctant light as they departed from the castle, Maya's medical bag hanging heavily at her side. Princess Arya drifted between consciousness and shadow, carried in Cooper's unwavering arms. The captain hadn't allowed anyone else to bear this burden. "The Mist Valley lies beyond the northern ridge," Kai said, leading their small group. "We must reach it before nightfall. The mists are treacherous after dark." Sarah walked beside Maya, her purple skin more vibrant in the morning light. "The ancients say the mists reflect what's hidden in our hearts," she whispered. "Be prepared to face what you've buried, Doctor." The journey grew arduous as they ascended rocky terrain. The princess's breathing became shallower with each passing hour. Cooper refused rest, adjusting Arya in his arms with tender precision. "You'll exhaust yourself," Maya cautioned, examining the dark circles beneath his eyes. "I can't fail her." Cooper replied, his voice raw. "Not when she needs me most." Kai watched their exchange with knowing eyes. The emotional bond between guard and princess is strong, he observed when Cooper moved ahead. It might be enough for the ritual. And what exactly is this ritual, Maya? Asked, matching his stride. You've been vague about the details. Kai's expression darkened. Because the truth would frighten you. Healing through emotional magic requires balance. Someone must voluntarily take the princess's ailment into themselves. That would kill them, Maya protested. Not necessarily, Kai replied, but they would never be the same. The emotional void would become part of them forever. Maya studied his face. That's what happened to you, isn't it, when you healed the former king? Before he could answer, the ground beneath them trembled. Dark clouds gathered unnaturally fast overhead. Wind whipped around them, carrying whispers that sounded disturbingly like voices. The valley knows we're coming. Sarah called. It's defending itself. Lightning struck a nearby tree, splitting it with a deafening crack. Kai pulled Maya away just as branches crashed where she had stood. His arms encircled her waist, their faces suddenly inches apart. Time seemed suspended as rain began falling. Around them, thank you, Maya whispered, feeling an unfamiliar heat rise to her cheeks. Kai's eyes widened slightly before he released her. We should hurry, he said, his voice rougher than before. The storm intensified as they descended toward the valley. The path became treacherous with mud and loose stones. Cooper struggled to maintain footing while protecting Arya. Let me help, Kai offered, reaching for the princess. No, Cooper refused. I promised to keep her safe. Your devotion is admirable, Kai said, but your strength alone won't be enough. A rumble of thunder punctuated his words, followed by a flash that illuminated the valley below. White mist swirled between ancient stones, forming patterns that resembled reaching hands. The entrance, Sarah breathed, the valley of mist. As they approached the valley edge, the temperature plummeted. Arya's eyes fluttered open momentarily. Cooper, she whispered, one pale hand weakly touching his cheek. I'm cold. I've got you, he promised, pressing his forehead to hers. I won't let you go. The intimacy of the moment made Maya turn away, only to find Kai watching her with an unreadable expression. When their eyes met, something passed between them, an understanding perhaps, or recognition of something neither was ready to name. The mists parted as Sarah approached, revealing a narrow path. The valley recognizes me, she explained, but it will test each of you differently. The mist reveals what you hide even from yourself. As they entered the dense fog, Maya felt Kai's hand find hers. Stay close, he warned. The mist separates travelers who aren't anchored to each other. His touch sent unexpected warmth through her veins despite the cold. His fingers interlaced with hers, strong yet gentle. I don't understand what's happening between us, Maya admitted softly. The valley strips away pretense. Kai replied, what you feel is truth unvarnished by logic or propriety. Behind them, Cooper whispered reassurances to Arya as she stirred restlessly in his arms. The mist swirled around them, forming ghostly shapes that reached toward the princess. They're drawn to her emptiness, Sarah explained. The void calls to the mist. How much farther? Cooper asked, desperation edging his voice. Sarah pointed to a faint glow in the distance. The temple of the forgotten moon awaits beyond the valley. Its keeper watches for us. Who is this keeper? Maya asked. Isabel, Kai replied. Guardian of emotional truths, and the one who will judge whether our hearts are worthy of the healing we seek. Temple of Memories. The temple of the forgotten moon emerged from the mist like a dream. Half-remembered ancient stone pillars spiraled toward a domed ceiling, where crystals captured moonlight, sending rainbow reflections across worn marble floors. A woman with flowing silver hair stood at the entrance, her ageless face serene yet evaluating. I am Isabel, she said, voice echoing strangely. Few find their way to me, fewer still with purpose pure enough to enter. She approached their group, eyes lingering on Princess Arya. The emotional void grows stronger, she observed, Soon it will consume her entirely. The temple's interior revealed a circular chamber with a raised stone platform at its center. Carved symbols pulsed with soft, blue light while a beam of moonlight filtered through an opening in the dome. Place her there, Isabel instructed. The forgotten moon's light must touch her. Cooper gently laid Arya on the platform, his hand lingering against her cheek. "Tell me what to do," he said. "Whatever the cost, I'll pay it." Isabel circled them. "The healing ritual requires balance. One must willingly accept the emotional void that consumes the princess, taking it into themselves." "I volunteer," Cooper said without hesitation. "You understand what this means?" Kai warned. "You'll carry part of the void forever, never feeling emotions completely again." "A life without full emotion is better than a life without her in it," Cooper replied. As Isabel prepared the ritual, Maya found Kai in a quiet alcove mixing herbs with trembling hands. "You've performed this ritual before," she said. "That's how you lost part of yourself." Kai nodded. "And now I'll guide another through the same sacrifice." Maya moved closer. "What we felt in the mist," she whispered. "Was it real or valley magic?" His fingers brushed her cheek. "Some magics only reveal what already exists." He replied, his lips finding hers in a kiss that spoke of longing and possibilities. Neither had dared acknowledge the heart's awakening. The ritual began at midnight when the forgotten moon reached its zenith. Cooper knelt beside Arya, his hands clasping hers while Isabel encircled them with salt and crushed crystals. "The void must be balanced," Isabel intoned. "What was taken must be shared." Sarah stepped forward, her purple skin glowing with increasing brightness. "I am guardian of emotional magic," she revealed, her disguise falling away. "I will guide the transfer." Light spiraled from Sarah's hands, enveloping Cooper and Arya. Their bodies lifted slightly as tendrils of darkness began flowing from the princess into Cooper. His face contorted in pain, while Arya's features slowly regained animation. Maya watched in horror as Cooper's eyes clouded, his expression becoming flat. She clutched Kai's hand. "Is this normal?" "The transfer is violent," he confirmed. "He fights for her life with his own emotional capacity." The ritual reached its crescendo as moonlight intensified. Cooper convulsed once before falling still. Arya's eyes flew open, a gasp escaping her lips. "Cooper!" she cried, seeing his motionless form beside her. "What's happened?" Sarah lowered her hands. "He lives but changed. His sacrifice was complete." Arya gathered Cooper in her arms. "Why would you do this?" she demanded, tears streaming down her face. Cooper's eyes opened blank at first, then focusing on her. "Because duty was never my true reason for standing beside you," he said, his voice flat but words sincere. In the days that followed, Cooper relearned expressions through conscious effort while Arya never left his side. The kingdom's emotional plague receded as Sarah worked with Maya to restore balance. Teaching forgotten healing arts, Kai remained at the castle appointed royal advisor on emotional health. His relationship with Maya bloomed from understanding to love, their shared experiences, creating bonds neither had thought possible. One evening, Maya found Arya and Cooper in the garden. Cooper struggled to smile, but his devotion showed in every careful gesture. "He feels emotions differently now," Arya explained, "but loves more deeply for knowing their true value." The kingdom of Lunaris changed fundamentally, no longer suppressing emotions, but honoring them as essential to health. Isabel established a healing center where the afflicted could reconnect with feelings long buried. "The curse is lifted," Sarah declared, "but its lesson remains. Emotions require expression as surely as bodies require air." Kai found Maya in the royal library, surrounded by ancient texts and new observations. "Recording your findings?" he asked. "Our findings," she corrected. "The integration of science and emotional magic." His fingers intertwined. With hers, "Some healings require both," he agreed, drawing her close, "just as some hearts require another to become whole." As moonlight filtered through stained glass, Maya understood finally that some journeys through darkness led to the brightest light of all.